Enter the realm of hip-hop mavericks who fearlessly stood toe-to-toe with the legendary Snoop Dogg. In this video, we explore some of the audacious rappers who never flinched in the presence of the Dogfather's iconic influence. In the face of diss tracks, physical altercations, and even internet digs, these fearless MCs not only held their ground, but soared in the face of Snoop's formidable legacy. These are the rappers who never feared Snoop Dogg. Eminem. In the world of rap and hip-hop, clashes between artists are not uncommon, but when the names Snoop Dogg and Eminem are mentioned in the same sentence, it's bound to grab attention. These two veterans of the game, who were once collaborators and protégés of Dr. Dre, found themselves at odds, sparking what could have been a potentially legendary beef. The history of the beef between Eminem and Snoop Dogg may be relatively short, but the impact was significant. It all started in July 2020 when Snoop Dogg omitted Eminem from his top 10 list of rappers, igniting a firestorm of controversy. After that, tensions escalated, with both artists addressing the issue in their music. At the end of it, Eminem showed that he was not afraid of going toe-to-toe with Snoop, who had to apologize. It all began on July 29th, 2020, when Snoop Dogg appeared as a guest on Power 105's The Breakfast Club talk show, where Snoop discussed his legacy in hip-hop and shared his thoughts on various subjects. But it was his top 10 list of rappers that caught everyone's attention. Snoop started by saying that Eminem was where he was because of Dr. Dre, his mentor. Eminem, the great white hope, Snoop started. White rappers had zero respect in rap. Let's keep that 1,000. Dre has probably put Eminem in a position where he can be considered one of the top 10 greatest rappers ever. I don't think so, but the game feels like he's a top 10 lyricist. That's because he's with Dr. Dre, and Dre helped him find the best Eminem he could find. Charlemagne the God, who is a certified Eminem hater, agreed with Snoop's assessment that Eminem was not top 10 rapper material. Snoop even went ahead and named rappers who, according to him, were way better than Eminem. There's some niggas in the 80s that he can't f with, said Snoop. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, Ice Cube. I ain't got no time to play. It is what it is. Cause did it, he did that. He's a teammate, he's one of my brothers. But when you're talking about this hip-hop shit that I can't live without, I can live without that. The interview quickly went viral, and fans of both artists were left wondering what had caused this apparent rift between Snoop and Eminem, who were once collaborators. The tension was palpable, and it seemed like the beef was just getting started. Fast forward to December 18th, 2020, when Eminem surprised the world by releasing his 11th studio album, Music to Be Murdered by Side B. This deluxe edition featured 16 brand new tracks, including a song that directly addressed Snoop Dogg's comments. The track titled Zeus became the catalyst for the next chapter in this ongoing feud. In Zeus, Eminem expressed his disappointment and frustration with Snoop's remarks, making it clear that he took them personally. As far as squashing beef, I'm used to people knocking me, but just not in my camp. And diplomatic as I'm trying to be, last thing I need is Snoop dogging me, man dog. You was like a damn god to me. Nah, not really. I had dog backwards, Eminem rapped. Naturally, the direct name drop caused quite the stir. Many fans immediately found themselves in a painful conundrum, pledging loyalty to two hip-hop legends. With the rap world divided and tensions at an all-time high, Eminem appeared in an interview where he defended his position. He agreed with Snoop that he was where he was because of Dr. Dre. According to him, he had no problem with not being considered among the top 10 greatest rappers. He also acknowledged that he could not mess with the rappers that Snoop had mentioned. Everything he said, by the way, was fine up to a point, Eminem explained. Him saying Dre made the best version of me, absolutely. Why would I have a problem with that? Would I be here without Dre? No, I wouldn't. The rappers he mentioned from the 90s, KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, I've never said I could with them. What Eminem had a problem with was the tone that Snoop used while saying all this. He also said that he felt disrespected when Snoop said that he could live without Eminem's music. I think it was more about the tone he was using that caught me off guard, because I'm like, where is this coming from? I just saw you. What the fuck? It threw me for a loop, M said. I probably could have gotten past the whole tone and everything, but it was the last statement where he said, far as music I can live without that shit. Now you're being disrespectful. It just caught me off guard. The Eminem and Snoop Dogg beef got dragged into 2021 as Snoop Dogg, yet again, decided to respond to Eminem on Instagram. This time, a much weaker shot than before too. One of Eminem's Instagram fan page, Eminem Fact, posted a snippet of Eminem's explanation and commented, was Snoop Dogg being disrespectful when he said he could live without Eminem's music? Snoop Dogg commented on this Instagram post, pray I don't answer that soft ass shit. It looked like Snoop Dogg was willing and ready to diss Eminem, but for some reason resorted to leaving comments on a post by an Eminem fan page account. Naturally, Snoop Dogg's reply on the Instagram post received hundreds of replies urging him to pick up the mic against Eminem. There were other fans urging both of them to just drop this unnecessary beef. Some other Eminem fans also reminded Snoop Dogg on his social media how Eminem finished Machine Gun Kelly in 2018 with the diss track Kill Shot. And Snoop Dogg definitely knew about all the other rappers who tried to go against Eminem back in the day and got bodied. Snoop eventually released Talk That Shit to Me, which had what many considered to be a few subliminal shots shots aimed at Eminem. However, the consensus in the rap world was that it was not a diss track aimed at Eminem. And true to that, later that month, Eminem and Snoop Dogg buried the hatchet and squashed their beef. Instagram page Rap Cypher posted a picture of Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Dre together and captioned, "I wonder what changed." To this post, Snoop Dogg left a comment, "Nothing, we good." In an interview with Rolling Stone, Snoop revealed that he had called Eminem, told him that he was wrong, and asked for forgiveness. "You gotta understand we really love each other," Snoop said, "so we don't want the public to put a spin on something that's not even that serious. And we truly respect each other. So we wanted to get an understanding behind closed doors. We're brothers, man." Well, Eminem showed that even rap legends cannot mess with the rap god, Iggy Azalea. The beef between Iggy and Snoop was one of the more strange and interesting ones in recent memory for most people, which is weird because it did not involve diss tracks or interviews. For some, it was just two normal people going at each other on the internet through goofy memes and comments. For others, there were subliminal themes that were attached to the disses, especially from Snoop Dogg. It all started when a photo of Iggy leaving the airport surfaced on the internet and quickly went viral. And it's safe to say that Iggy was not looking her best as fans quickly started clowning her. Snoop Dogg was not left behind as he chimed in with his own meme. The rapper posted a picture of an albino African-American woman with cornrows saying it was Iggy Azalea no makeup. While the post was probably just for a couple laughs and likes, Iggy was not laughing. Azalea fired back on Twitter to question Snoop's motives behind the post because as far as she was concerned, they were friends, or at least friendly acquaintances. "Every time I've ever spoken to you, you've always been nice as hell. I'm disappointed you'd be such an ass for no reason," Iggy posted on Twitter. The rapper went further and revealed that her bodyguard had saved Snoop's friend from a fire while in Canada. "My bodyguard stopped the fire truck that saved your friend's life in Canada when he almost burnt down the hotel." Iggy then dissed Snoop by saying that he sent his bodyguards to ask her for pictures during shows. "Why would you post such a mean pic on Insta when you send your bodyguards to ask me for pictures every time we are at shows?" she posted. Iggy then went on the offensive by posting her own meme aimed at Snoop and captioned it, "When your drug addict aunt gets clean." Well, this seemed to have rubbed off Snoop the wrong way, even though he started the whole fiasco. Snoop posted a video to Instagram calling Iggy a bitch and cunt and for her nigga to check her. He was most probably talking about T.I., who had signed her to his label Grand Hustle Records in 2012. Then things get interesting. Dogg Pound's Daz Dillinger chimed in. According to TMZ, Daz said that Snoop Dogg wasn't worried because he didn't really care about Iggy because she's nowhere near his level. That statement proved true when Snoop continued his onslaught on the Aussie rapper on Instagram by posting more pictures dissing her. Snoop posted pictures comparing Iggy to Marlon Wayans passing as a white girl in the film White Chicks. This had definitely gone too far. What seemed like a joke at first had turned into a war. After Snoop posted his video, it looked as though Iggy was trying to take the high road, saying her and her team had only ever praised him, and she could have posted more memes about the way he looks but decided against it. "And for the record, I had an issue with the meme in the first place because he acts another way to my face. He even follows me," she tweeted. The next day, she sent out tweet after tweet, picking up from where she left off. "I could post a million more memes about Snoop Dogg making fun of the way he looks too. That's easy," Iggy started. "But the real joke here is the middle-aged man whose butt hurt. I asked why he was pulling a Regina George move on social media," another tweet read. "If I'm a bitch for asking why you are supportive to my face, but another way on your Instagram, then so be it," wrote Iggy. "Women are supposed to sit back and let men shit on them," admitted Iggy. "If we question it, we are be emotional, but hurt, or just a bitch. Nothing new though. Post away about this bitch. I've seen all the memes the word has to offer. In regards to me, I honestly don't care," the rapper's last tweet read. While many saw this as normal social media banter, others overanalyzed the situation and came up with some bizarre conclusions. According to them, what made this picture significant was not just its content, but the intention behind it. Snoop wasn't simply taking a jab at Iggy's appearance, he was using the image to question her authenticity as an artist. Snoop's message was clear. He believed that Iggy, a white woman, was adopting black mannerisms and culture to make herself seem cool, all while still benefiting from her white privilege. Just as Wayans was pretending to be white in the movie, Iggy was pretending to be black. And according to Snoop, she ends up looking like Wayans' stereotypical portrayal of whiteness. Snoop's bottom line was pretty clear. Iggy was not authentic. She's wearing black drag to make herself seem cool, while simultaneously retaining the benefits that come from looking white. It was a bold accusation that struck a nerve not only with Iggy, but with fans and critics alike. Many writers and critics picked up on the feminist analysis that emerged from the feud. They highlighted the fact that discussions of sexism in hip-hop cannot be separated from discussions of race. The Snoop and Iggy beef brought to the forefront a long-standing dynamic in which black men and white women confront each other with accusations of racism and sexism, often overshadowing the experiences of black women who are often ignored and displaced in these conversations. The misogyny directed towards Iggy was particularly shocking to many because it was a rare instance of abuse that is usually reserved for black women being directed towards a white woman. It served as a stark reminder of the double standards and prejudices that exist within the hip-hop community. The beef ended after Snoop called T.I. and apologized for the harsh remarks he had directed at Iggy. The female rapper had shown that she was not afraid of Snoop Dogg. Suge Knight. This tale of rivalry and redemption is one that has left an indelible mark on the history of hip-hop. Death Row Records, the powerhouse label helmed by the formidable Suge Knight, played a pivotal role in shaping the genre. As a rolling 20s Long Beach Crip, Snoop Dogg saw signing with Death Row as an opportunity to make real money and rise to stardom. However, tensions between Snoop and Suge grew, leading to a clash of egos and potential physical altercations. But as time went on, Snoop and Suge found a way to put their differences aside and embrace forgiveness. In the early 90s, the rap game was forever changed by the emergence of Death Row Records, a powerhouse label that would go on to shape the course of hip-hop history. At the center of this musical revolution was Suge Knight, a formidable figure known for his towering stature and business acumen. But it was the signing of a young and talented artist that would truly solidify Death Row's place in the rap pantheon. Enter Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, a rolling 20s Long Beach Crip, possessed a unique blend of charisma, lyrical prowess, and a distinctive flow that captivated audiences from the moment he stepped onto the stage. His talent caught the attention of Dr. Dre, a legendary producer and rapper in his own right, who saw in Snoop the potential for greatness. Dr. Dre took Snoop under his wing, becoming his mentor and guiding him through the intricacies of the music industry. Their creative connection was undeniable, and together they crafted a sound that would define an era. As Snoop's star began to rise, so did the influence of Death Row Records. Death Row Records became synonymous with West Coast rap, boasting a roster of talented artists who pushed the boundaries of the genre. Knight's business acumen and controversial reputation propelled the label to new heights, while Snoop Dogg's infectious charm and undeniable talent made him a fan favorite. As Snoop's fame grew, so did his association with Death Row Records. However, the label's controversial image and penchant for violence became intertwined with Snoop's own persona, leading to both acclaim and criticism. But amidst the controversy, Snoop remained focused on his craft, delivering hit after hit and cementing his place in hip-hop history. However, as Snoop's star continued to rise, tensions began to simmer within the Death Row camp. Dre's departure from the label, mostly because of Knight's violent antics, created a rift between Snoop and Knight, as Dre had been a crucial collaborator and mentor to both artists. Snoop too grew weary of the label's violent content and decided to take a different direction with his music. He wanted to bring a positive message to his fans and shed the image that Death Row had cultivated. This shift in artistic vision would further strain his relationship with Knight and set the stage for a clash of egos. That Dogfather was a rebirth of me. I'm not going to glorify none of this negativity that Death Row wanted me to do. I'm going to bring a positive side of music, Snoop revealed in an interview. Dogfather was Snoop's last album on Death Row. With morale low after the death of Tupac and departure of Dr. Dre, things went even further south after Knight's arrest for probation violation, leading to a 9-year prison sentence. Snoop ultimately left Death Row Records behind and linked up with Master P's No Limit Records, a stylistic departure that ultimately led to a pair of the most underrated records of his career. The feud between Snoop and Knight was fueled by a clash of egos and differing philosophies. Snoop, seeking to distance himself from the violent image associated with Death Row Records, began to publicly voice his disdain for Suge's approach to the music industry. Yet his final parting thoughts toward Suge were far from positive. By this point, Snoop had seemingly come to resent Knight's philosophies toward ownership. He felt that Knight's emphasis on ownership and control stifled artistic freedom and hindered the growth of the genre. Somewhere along the line, possibly coinciding with Knight's incarceration, Snoop became more outspoken about his disdain for the Death Row Records boss. A documentary recap from BET showed an older interview in which Snoop spoke on his decision to leave Death Row. "I was working against the devil, and through the grace of God, Master P and Priority Records put a deal together that was suitable for me," he said. The same documentary also shared Knight's perspective, evidenced by prison phone calls and archived interview footage. Essentially, Knight claimed that without him, there would be no Snoop Dogg. In the documentary, Knight says that Snoop used to be a superstar, but had been turned into a no-limit soldier. This prompted an absolutely legendary response from Snoop, who said, "He used to be a CEO, now he's just an inmate." Snoop's frustrations culminated in the release of a diss track titled Pimp Slap, directly aimed at Knight. The track showcased Snoop's refusal to bow down to Knight's imposing presence and served as a defiant statement of independence. The diss track sent shockwaves through the industry and further escalated the tensions between the two. The feud between Snoop and Suge spilled over into public events, with potential physical altercations becoming a real possibility. Award shows became battlegrounds, with both artists attending with their respective entourages, ready to defend their honor. The tension in the air was palpable, and the rap world held its breath, waiting for the inevitable clash. However, amidst Amidst the chaos and animosity, a glimmer of hope emerged. Snoop Dogg, known for his introspective nature, began to reevaluate his role in shaping history and the impact of his feud with Knight. He realized that their contributions to building one of the greatest rap dynasties should not be overshadowed by their personal differences. Snoop's change of heart led to a surprising turn of events. He and Suge eventually had a face-to-face conversation while in Vegas, where they expressed their love for each other and forgave past grievances. This unexpected reconciliation marked a turning point in their relationship and sent shockwaves through the rap community. 6ix9ine. This is the only beef on this list that was never squashed. And anytime you hear Tekashi 6ix9ine's name in the midst of controversy, you already know it has something to do with truth-telling. Well, Snoop Dogg's beef with the New York rapper heightened after 6ix9ine snitched on his crew. So how did it all start? Back in early 2018, 6ix9ine was looking for a West Coast protection after developing some serious beef with a certain set of the Pirates. At the time, it seems as though Tekashi didn't understand gang politics of allies out there in the West, because Snoop Dogg was tied to the Rolling 20, who are allies of the Rolling 60, the sect that 6ix9ine had serious issues with. In May of 2018, Snoop Dogg was holding a party at Hollywood, but was turned away. This led to several incidents later on where people were harmed, including 6ix9ine allegedly trying to harm an affiliate of Snoop from the Rolling 60s. On the 18th of November 2018, 6ix9ine and 4 other associates were arrested and charged with federal RICO and firearms charges, including conspiracy to commit murder and armed robbery, and faced up to life in prison. He was part of a violent sect of the Bloods known as the 9 Trey Gangsters, a confession he made while in court.
Were you a member of any gang?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the gang that you were a member of?
The 9 Trey Bloods.
Faced with the possibility of 47 years in prison, the rapper decided to rat everyone out and deal with the consequences later. Although he had first pleaded not guilty, he soon changed his tune and cooperated with the authorities. It turns out he had his mind made up only a day after he was arrested.
At some point, did you decide to cooperate with the government?
Yes.
When did that happen?
A day after, November 19th, the day after, we was taken down.
He was asked to identify members of the 9 Trey Bloods present in the courtroom, and let's just say that there is no honor among thieves.
Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize anyone in the courtroom who was a member of the 9 Trey when you were a member?
Yes.
Who do you recognize? And if you can identify that person, you identify where they're sitting in an article of clothing that person may be wearing.
The rapper identified 2 members of his gang, Anthony Ellison and Mac.
Ellison has a gray suit on. Nuke Ajimai Mac has the brown suit on.
The hip-hop world went crazy after 6ix9ine snitched without any remorse. He quickly became an outcast in the hip-hop world as rappers distanced themselves from him and brutally mocked him. Among them was Snoop Dogg, who called him a rat on his social media. Although the New York rapper was sentenced to 24 months in jail as part of his deal with the authorities, he was released early and served the rest of his prison sentence from home due to coronavirus health fears, as he suffered from severe asthma. With the rapper back home, he decided to go after people who had clowned him yet had questionable pasts themselves. Among them was Snoop Dogg. The rapper shared a video reportedly showing the 48-year-old hip-hop legend speaking to a woman on FaceTime, alongside the now deleted video on his account. 6ix9ine wrote, "For 2 years while I was in jail, people started with me trying to end my career and it didn't work. Now they say leave me alone. This is the world we live in. Go apologize to your wife," before tagging Snoop Dogg's wife in the caption. But shortly after that video was posted, the woman who Snoop Dogg had been rumored to have cheated on his wife with, Selena Powell, also took to Instagram and posted a video appearing to expose the fact that Snoop Dogg had FaceTimed her to ask her to stop encouraging 6ix9ine. The video showed a FaceTime call from someone saved in Selena's phone as Snoop, and it appeared that Snoop Dogg's pet dog Jules was on the screen when the call was answered. Alongside that video, Selena wrote, "Snoop Dogg, I'm not interested in teaming up with you against 6ix9ine. Stop calling me asking why I'm egging him on, and showing me your dog so I don't screenshot you was a rookie mistake. You know I stay with 2 phones, hashtag Team 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine then set the internet ablaze by accusing Snoop of being a snitch, claiming he dropped a dime on Death Row co-founder Suge Knight. "You're in denial. The paperwork is online and Suge Knight speaks on it from prison, but we choose to ignore who we want to call rats." Tekashi didn't stop there and uploaded another post on Instagram of him watching an old interview featuring Suge Knight speaking on Snoop with the caption, "When I was locked up, the most thing I missed is Friday night movies." Well, 6ix9ine had proven that even if the whole world turned against him, he could still go toe-to-toe with hip-hop legends and come out unscathed. 6ix9ine seemed to have rattled Snoop, who took to Instagram to respond. respond. He posted and deleted one of his signature videos where he told 6ix9ine that he's not the one to be messed with. Last time you said something, I ain't have time, but today I got time. You better get the fuck off my line, nigga. Rap boy, you really better leave me alone. I ain't the one. No way. Go on and do your shit and get out my way, bitch. You funky dog head, rainbow head, dog head, bitch. Yeah, you. Better leave the dog alone. Go find you a cat. Tom and Jerry shit. Fuck with the dog, nothing nice, bitch, Rat Boy. The two have not yet officially squashed their beef. Well, there you have it. These are the rappers who were never afraid of Snoop Dogg.